Here's another video. This is a lot of Gamecube stuff. Some decent stuff, mostly a lot of filler stuff, but there are some decent stuff in here. For whatever reason, like in the last week and a half, I found 3 Gamecube lots with 3 systems, complete systems, and I don't know, 15 games between it all, something like that. And then I also have my trade with SamuraiSlacker, Hunter. We've been kind of chatting back and forth on Facebook, and I've made a trade with him before. So he's a good dude. I'll go ahead and do that first. He actually, I don't remember what he got. I think some Gamecube games. I had another lot of Gamecube games that I failed to show, and I've already traded a ton of them off, so that's probably how it's going to be. But he sent me some 64 extras that he had. He said he was tired and done with the 64, and so these were all of his duplicates. First one is Pokemon Stadium, which he put Trace Turner's name on and his phone number. So Trace, if you watch these videos, don't put your phone numbers on games, man, and then sell them later. Throw it over there. WWF No Mercy. I don't think I have No Mercy yet, so that is actually cool. Pokemon Snap. Revenge. I believe I have a couple of those, but no problems. I'll save the best for last. Star Fox 64. Great game, great game. Jet Force Gemini, which I believe I have also. And then the best one in here is by far Majora's Mask with the holographic label. I'm actually playing this again right now. My daughter and I are playing it. We've played a ton of the other Zelda games, so we're playing this one now and having fun with it. Mine actually, and the real reason I wanted this is because my daughter actually dropped mine and broke the half, and it came back like the game still plays no problem, and it kind of sits back on, and I'm going to glue it. But I was glad to actually have a a good copy now that is not broken. So thank you very much, Hunter. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you're going to show your videos. You haven't been doing too many videos, but neither have I, so not a big deal. So next, before I get into all my GameCube games, is just a quick pickup from a Pawn Store. It was $5 for the 2 of these. The first one is Super Mario Galaxy, but it's in this horrible, awful case that doesn't even hold the game. It's just game only, and then like I said, this cheap plastic looks like a DVD case or something. But anyway, I haven't even checked to see if it works, but I figured for $2.50, not a big deal. And then I also picked up Disney Sing It, the Family Hits. I thought this might be fun to play with my daughter, and who am I kidding me? And for me to play too. So, but there's no Let It Go. I think it's too old, so I don't know how well I'll do. Now, so for all these GameCube games and lots, it was 3 separate lots. I'll go ahead and do the first one. Yes. So this one was from not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So today, when I'm filming this, it is April 29th. So whenever the weekend that was 2 weekends ago. It was a GameCube lot, and he didn't have any of the games out yet, or the system. I just asked if they had games. It was just his wife running. She said, "Oh, actually, yeah, I think my husband's got something. I'll ask him." And he was like just pulling up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a GameCube, and I think about 20-25 games." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome." I'm like, "What are you looking for?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, $20. And he said that he had Zelda. He told me he was the Zelda with a couple of the Zelda games, like some of the older ones on it. And so I was pretty sure I knew what it was, but I physically gave him $20 right then and there, and he had to go to his storage locker to pick it up. And so it was kind of a leap of faith, that he was going to go get the games, and he had games. So I came back a couple hours later, and he had picked it up and everything. He had less games than previously indicated, but I still, I didn't complain or anything like that. So it was a system with a third-party memory card. It had the cables, the power cable and the AV cable, and it had 2 controllers, one first-party and one third-party. And then he only had like 9 or 10 games here. Only one of them is what I would call decent, but it's Meet the Robinsons, Spider-Man, Robotech Battlecry, that might be pretty decent, Monsters Inc., great movie, 18-wheeler. I always see this arcade. Driven, looks like an Indianapolis 500 game. Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. The only surfing I do is on California games. Tak and the Power of Juju, which for whatever reason I have like 3 of these now. And then last but not least is Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition with the original Zelda, Adventures of Link, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time, and the demo of Wind Waker. So awesome that he had this. This probably made the $20 worth it, the $20 lot worth it. This is actually a duplicate because I have very good friends over YouTube like John at Gaming It Old School, and he gave me a copy. And so this is my personal copy because I have since forwarded on, and I have given a copy of this game to someone else. So I will not be trading this. This is my personal copy now. John, I'm still got your stuff. I know I keep saying that, but it is ready to go. I just need to send it out. But I just want to say thanks again, though. That was really cool of you just to, to give me a copy. And so I not returned the favor, but I've paid it forward here and gave a copy to someone else. So I really appreciate it. So that was the first lot. Second lot, I found 2. These next 2 are from the same day, different garage sales. One was from a garage sale. The other one was from a church, like yard sale / picnic kind of thing. And so the one was, oh, I'm sorry. You know that one where I only named those handful of games? There were other games in it too. I just had them separate. I don't know why. So real quick, back into that first lot. Rogue Squadron 2, which is cool because mine's just in a Blockbuster case. Metroid Prime. X-Men, the official game. I think I just traded this one off. One of the ones I traded off. SSX 3. SSX Tricky. And then SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. So yeah, I thought $20 was definitely worth that lot. I forgot that there was like 7 other games here. In the Metroid Primes and stuff. Now on to the other sales here. I'll do the church one first because it's a little disappointing. But so it's church yard sale. Had a bunch of random stuff as you could expect. But in it was a GameCube. No games. I scoured this slot looking for any kind of games. However, I did find 2 AV cables, Nintendo brand AV cables. I'm not sure why, but I found 2 and I picked them both up and I just kind of threw it in with a lot. But it was a blue or indigo GameCube. No game inside, I already checked. With the cables, no controller, but it had the power cable and 2 AV cables. And then it also had attached to it is the Game Boy player, which of course I would love to have found the disc, but alas. So I paid $4 for this, the Game Boy player and all the cables there. So I figured $4, going to a good cause, and got a system for $4. So and then earlier in the day, this was really what I'm happy to find. I paid $10 for this lot, and it is another GameCube lot. This is a black GameCube, and it has a first-party memory card. Unfortunately, it's not the Animal Crossing one, but it has a game inside of Shrek 2. I'm not going to bother showing you that. It has all the cables. It had a Wavebird with the receiver, the dongle. Unfortunately, though, the Wavebird did not have a back, so they probably had some kind of third-party like battery pack thing. But still, Wavebird with the receiver. I don't need these, so I have controllers with extension cables. So if anyone really wants it, even though it's missing that, I've got the receiver with it. Just let me know, and we can make a quick trade or something. I'm not too worried about it. I just don't need it. I pretty much use my Wii as my GameCube, unless I'm using the Game Boy player. So it is not a big deal. So just hit me up if you're interested in this Wavebird with the dongle. But you got to take both. I'm not just trading off the dongle because I'll just end up throwing that away. Anyway, so I have the other cables, but the games I was kind of happy about. First one is Tak, the Great Juju Challenge. Told you I had a couple of these games. Next is Gun, which the guy who I bought this from, this kid probably about 20 or something, he said this was a really cool game, so I'll probably keep that. I've seen it on the PS2, I think, maybe the Xbox. But the best game here was, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, it is Batten Kaitos Origins, or Baten Kaitos Origins. Somebody can correct me, I'm sure they will, but it's an RPG for the GameCube, so definitely very happy to find this. So that is, oh, and one last thing, I forgot about this. This was from the flea market. I went either last week or the week before, and it was pretty much flea market sadness. The only thing I found was Bomberman World for the PS1. It was $2. Yeah, the disc is in there, so cool that it's Atlas. I didn't realize that Bomberman was Atlas at one point, so anyway, so Bomberman World for the PlayStation 1. But really just a ton of GameCube stuff. Probably the only games I really want to keep are the Batten Kaitos, Gun. The rest of it is I'm not too worried about. So if anyone's interested in any of those, you can hit me up here on YouTube or over Facebook. And I've got, in fact, I might just make a list of GameCube games that are available. But thanks again, Hunter. You can go check out, SamuraiSlacker. My mind is losing it here. Anyway, the Super Mario Galaxy is for trade too, if anyone's really interested in that. But yeah, thanks again to SamuraiSlacker for the trade for those Nintendo 64 games. Like I said, all the GameCube stuff's for trade. I don't know if I can sell systems over eBay. Let me rephrase, I know you can, but I don't know if it's worth doing it. I love getting the new memory cards though, so. But thanks again, and I'll have other videos coming out. I still have more games to show, so thanks again.